Oh, come on.
He is looking for a second date update today. He went on a date with Amber, and she's not calling him back, so we're going to try to help him out. Hey, John.
Hey, guys. So, yeah, I had a date with Amber, and we met on Match, and I thought it was really good. I mean, I'm no expert in dating. I haven't been out there for a while, but, you know, I think I know when I get along with somebody, and, you know, we have stuff in common, and I thought it was going really well.
So what's brought you back to the dating world?
Oh, I got divorced last year, and I have 2 young kids. So I've been really busy sharing custody and picking them up and dropping them off. And, you know, when you have young children, it's children.
Right.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm ready to find somebody. And she really did check all the boxes, you know? I mean, she came over to my place, and we hung out for a couple of hours, really casual, laid back. I'm a bit of a homebody, obviously, and, you know, I just like being at home, and we have kids. So,
Some people just do, man.
I do. I love it. If I don't have to leave my house all day, that's a great day.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, see, I can't.
I'm
like, does anybody want to run to Kroger? Do we need anything from the dollar store? Like, I like to go out at least once a day, just for air.
Just
a little drive.
Fresh air, get outside.
Mix it up a little, grab a coffee.
Well,
something.
I'll walk the dog, but, you know.
That doesn't count.
Don't get in the car.
I got to get in the car.
Anywhere.
I mean, I feel I'm good enough when I, you know, open the door, get the mail, and close the door again. That's enough outside.
Sounds like you're a bit more of a recluse.
Oh, maybe. I don't. But I don't do well in crowds. I don't really like fancy dinner dates or big events or games or concerts, you know, large crowds. And especially after COVID, I just kind of removed myself from that. But she and I were having a great time talking to each other. And I felt like she totally understood me. And honestly, I felt like she felt the same way. So, you know, I thought that was a good sign. And we were talking about just stuff like, do you own Blink cameras, or do you actually care to watch any of the football that's on, all that stuff. But yeah, and I told her, and she totally understood, and she knew I had kids, and she has kids, and I thought it was a good sign. She's divorced too. They're a little older than mine, so it was fun to talk about stuff, you know, going on with kids that she could relate to. You know, she's been there, done that. Mine get a little rowdy, and she gave me some hope for the future that they're eventually going to just calm down.
That's good. So she got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
That's funny.
And she helped me laugh about it. We laughed a lot. You know, I don't know what happened. I mean, I told her I'd love to see her again, and she was like, call me. And I've called her a few times, and she's not getting back to me. And I honestly don't have any clue.
You said her kids are older. Are they out of the house, or just slightly older than your kids?
Slightly older than mine. Mine are 3 and 5. So.
Oh, wow. You got littler ones. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's 2 boys. So, you know, they're running up the walls sometimes.
They'll do that
all the time. 3 and 5-year-old boys. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You don't have any theories as to what could possibly be holding her back? She's not seeing anyone else, or it's possible she could just be busy with her own kids?
You know, it's entirely possible. Things happen. I had something planned, and then one of my children fell down 3 steps, and the whole day changed. You know, I mean, things can happen. You know, and I understand. You know, it's part of being a parent. So.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, John. Well told. We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we're going to call Amber and see what's going on in her life and whether or not there's any chance of you two getting together again. As Second Date Update rolls on, Cincinnati's Q102. All right, Joe's a bit of a homebody. Likes to lay low, but he's busy. He's divorced. He's got 2 young kids that keep him busy. And he recently, it wasn't that long ago, he decided he had a good enough handle on things where he could venture out into the dating world. So he goes on Match, and he admits he's no expert in dating, but he'd like to think that his date with Amber was somewhat, I would say, as enjoyable for her as it was for him. They discovered a lot in common. They're both divorced. They both have kids. Hers are slightly older. And the date was basically her coming over to his place. They hung out for a couple of hours. And one of the other great things about Amber, aside from the chemistry they had, was he just felt like she understood him, what he's going through, what he's dealing with. He's got 2 very rambunctious young kids. And at the end of the date, he said, I'd like to get together again. She said, great, call me. So he did. And there's been no response. He's made a couple of attempts to call her, and there's been no response. Have you tried just texting her? Maybe she doesn't like to talk on the phone. Fritz doesn't like to talk on the phone.
I do not. Not even to my own family, for the record.
Yeah.
I'm not
even her own kid.
I'm just not a phone talker.
Hi, mommy loves you, but what have I told you about calling me?
Yeah. Can't you text yet? What's wrong? Kidding.
She is kidding.
I do like a good FaceTime every now and then, but after about 3 minutes, I'm out.
Yeah.
I did reach out to her via text twice. So, yes, I did.
Okay. Then let's call Amber.
Hello.
Hi, Amber.
Yes, who's calling?
Hi, it's Jeff and Jen and Fritz and Tim at Q102. How you doing this morning?
Seriously?
Yeah, we catching you at a bad time? You sound busy or a little out of breath or something.
I have to get to work before too long, but I can talk to you guys. I guess you want me to fill you in on what happened, huh?
I don't even know that.
Well, we always say, why else would we be calling?
I know, but
That's on you.
Okay.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, you're right.
We always have like one contest where we call the person and say, surprise, you registered for the $500 birthday card giveaway.
And once in a while, they don't know that they've registered, but
Correct.
most of the time they do.
So she probably doesn't know. I mean, it's not her birthday, so she knows exactly what you're calling.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about John. He sounds like a very nice guy. Are you just busy? You got something else going on, or is he clueless?
I suppose it's a little closer to the latter, but I'll tell you what's going on. He is a nice guy. It's just what happened was not what I expected. He invited me over to hang out at his house and that we'd order something from DoorDash. And that sounded fine because I do kind of, I'm a bit of a homebody and I kind of like to hang out at home and eat. So I jokingly told him, well, don't expect me to spend the night. And he said, don't worry. And, he never did make any kind of move. So that was good. I just thought, I thought he was nice, but I did think that he was a little clueless.
How so?
Well, I get that he's been out of the dating world for a while, but I got to his place and I got in and his kids were there. 2 little boys, 3 and 5, I think, so little. And, they were adorable. They were just all boy. I could tell they were pretty ornery, but that was okay. I mean, I remember when mine were that age and they were rambunctious little stinkers. So I was there for about 10 minutes wondering what was going to happen. Like, were we hanging out with his kids the whole evening or what? And then the babysitter showed up. And then I thought maybe she was going to take the boys out somewhere, but she didn't. He just said goodbye, and then he takes me into his garage.
For real?
So those old couches that are like thrown in the garage to hang out, and there's like a beer fridge. I mean, that's okay.
It's like a makeshift man cave. If you don't have a man cave in the basement, you got to go.
You got your garage.
I'm just going to assume you're on the west side of Cincinnati, correct?
Yeah. Exactly.
Everyone I've ever known from that, like every man, it seems like
West
they
side.
have a garage
With a couch in it?
and a fridge. It's like a
West
beer
side.
fridge and then a regular fridge.
That's why the west side is the best side.
Yeah. We call it the big garage at our house.
That's funny. So did you hang out in the garage the whole night? Was that the date?
Yeah, that was the plan, to sit on the old ratty couch in the garage and order Chinese and drink beer and watch TV. So, I mean, I guess I had my hopes set a little higher for a first date. And That's not something that I really want to do again. Like I said, that reminds me of like roommates in our early 20s, and not my style now.
I could see that as an option after you'd been in a relationship for months,
Oh, yeah.
but not for the introduction period.
Exactly.
See, and it's weird because like my partner wants me to hang out there with him. And I'm like, how about that just be your space? So the fact that he brought her in, maybe he sees that as like a wonderful place for them to like jointly hang.
So, I mean, what else was in the garage? There was a TV out there. What else was
You
in
get
it?
any-
Like, what did the
any
room
fumes?
look like? Did it feel like a dingy old garage with a couch and a TV in it? Or was this like a fancy finished garage that could arguably be another room?
It just kind of seemed like a dingy garage. And the other thing was he was distracted. I mean, I could understand that he would be distracted. His kids are little, but he kept going to the door and listening to see what they were doing. And it's like he had the babysitter. So, again, I get it. It's just really wasn't ideal for a first date. You know, he just was distracted, and it was not a very comfy place to hang out. So.
Right. But just because your first date was in the garage doesn't mean the subsequent dates wouldn't actually be inside the house.
Yeah, but to me that says something about like who he is and what he's looking for, and just I mean I don't want to be rude. It just wasn't my thing.
Okay.
Yeah. The big garage is not for everyone. That's for sure.
Were there any like highlights? Any peaks? What was the peak of the event?
Did he turn on the neon lights?
Yeah, was there a beer sign or?
Well, that's actually kind of a cool retro thing sometimes, but no, he didn't have that.
Oh, well, John, you still with us?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Amber. I thought you were kind of, I guess, my kind of homebody. I mean, I honestly thought it was kind of creative. I had music playing. We were just hanging out. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't know what more you wanted.
Well, your full attention would be good, and maybe heat in the garage.
Oh, well, there's that. Yeah.
You know, I mean, make a girl comfortable.
Yeah.
Besides the location and the date, what did you think of John, Amber?
I think he's nice. I just think that we're looking for different things, you know, and some women will be just fine with that, and that's okay, but it just doesn't work for me.
I actually have a single friend that's a little bit of a homebody that enjoys, you know, just walking the dog every now and then.
You know anyone like that, Jen?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of down with that. I would probably, you know.
She likes a good garage beer every
well,
now.
that's the thing is the garage has got to be, you know, kind of nifty.
Well, I could always like vacuum it.
Oh, she's not dating. I'm sorry. I just said that to be funny. She's actually not dating. We've discussed it.
And I clearly have some work to do.
You know what? I don't know if you do. Jen's right. Somebody will love just hanging out in the garage.
Yeah, you know, don't force yourself to do stuff you don't want to do because you think that you need to in order to be with somebody.
Well, I mean, she's right. I was distracted because it was literally the first time that I had a babysitter with my boys. And I didn't really know the babysitter that well. And I walked to the door probably 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 times.
Yeah. That's hard too, man.
Could you hear them inside?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. When you
being
can
rowdy?
hear them just tackling each other and putting holes in walls, you are like, I got to go. I can't. Something's happening.
Yeah, it's hard to stop that parental instinct, I guess.
Yeah, especially first time I just remember leaving for the first time with somebody that I didn't really know very well and didn't know if they would know how to handle everything Jacob threw at them.
True.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Maybe
My
you're just not
5-year-old
quite
is a
ready to
spider
be
monkey.
dating.
Maybe not quite. Now, do you have shared custody of the boys or do you have full custody?
No, I have shared custody, and it's every other week right now.
Okay.
And, I'm not going to lie, that is a challenge.
So maybe maybe only doing the dating when you don't have the boys, maybe for a while anyway, till they get a little older.
And maybe having it in the living room.
Yes, that way you could have it in the living room, and especially, you know, if it's cold outside.
My mom would have put us in the garage. That's a God's honest truth.
Hey, we're going to be inside. The kids are going in the garage. Keep the door shut.
Yeah.
Lock the door. Lock them out there.
If they get cold, tell them to run around.
We had toys
their own
and plenty
heat.
of things to entertain ourselves with that sort of doubled as a rumpus room.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was back in October. Fast forward to today, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, John, to the Jeff and Jen Morning Show. How are you, John?
Hey, I'm great. How you guys doing?
We're great.
Doing good.
Thanks for participating in Second Date Update Week.
Well, thanks for having me back. I mean, I wanted to give you an update on my second date update.
Please do. Not everybody likes to do that. It's been a bear this week trying to get people to come
It
back
has
on.
been.
Or, well, tracking them down really and just locating everyone and telephone tag and everything else. But we appreciate that. How has life been treating you in the past,
months?
8 or 9 months?
Well, I got to tell you, I can't complain. I took some constructive criticism from the last date, and I tried to do something with it. I can see how my date in the garage isn't the best case scenario for all people. I mean, even though I honestly feel like I pulled it off to a certain extent. I mean, there are women out there who would have appreciated it. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, there's always one woman, at least one out there that will pick up what you throw down. That is true.
And come on, I was being a good, loving father, and women love that, right?
That's
I'm not
true,
wrong
too.
about that.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Well, it obviously wasn't for every woman, so I wanted to create a space that would, appeal to a broader audience, because the truth is, my kids are little, going to be little for a long time, and I'm going to raise them for a long time. So finding the time and space to be alone with someone I'm dating is always a challenge for a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I did. My dad had an old Airstream just sitting on his farm. So I took it and I flipped it and I called it a wee shed. A little place where we can go when we need private.
This is so great.
A wee shed. I like it.
Wee shed. Yeah. So it's in my backyard, and it's like this little tiny apartment. It has a kitchenette in there, a small bathroom, a living room with a big couch and a TV, and it's really been a hit. I mean, I had this thing ready after a couple of months. My date with Amber had just happened, so there was the criticism about the garage. So I was able to fix it up, and there were a whole bunch of other people that thought it was really cool.
When you say a lot of other people that thought it was really cool, does that mean the wee shed saw a lot of action once you had it? Were you bringing lots of other women into the wee shed?
Oh, boy.
Not lots, but there were a couple of dates, and they were really impressed by it.
Okay.
And I will say this, none of them measured up to Amber. None of them just ever was in the place where Amber was with me. So my sister's a photographer, and she did a really good job of shooting a couple of videos that she volunteered, and the kids were in it. And I kind of did like this is the wee shed introduction for Amber, and I was given the tour, and of course the boys were saying stuff like, if the wee shed's rocking, we don't come a-knocking, and silly stuff like that.
I'd be so uncomfortable.
It was funny,
That's good.
And I sent the video to Amber, and she loved it. She thought it was a riot, and I think she was impressed that I did all the work myself because I'm pretty handy.
Oh, that's sexy.
She wasn't seeing anybody.
Yeah.
When I offered her a personal tour, and she said yes. So we celebrated this Valentine's Day in the wee shed, and we've been together ever since.
Wow.
You want to talk to her?
Wow.
Yes, please.
Honey.
Hello.
There she is.
Hi,
Oh.
Amber. The queen of the wee shed.
Yeah, can you believe this guy? I mean, he built this whole thing because I dissed his garage date. Pretty impressive, right?
That's so great.
That is pretty. So is it, tell me about the wee shed. I mean, he built it and he put it together, but does it look nice, or is it got does it have like single guy bachelor pad art hanging on the walls, and is it got a recliner?
It's nicer than some of my family members' apartments. I mean,
Wow.
You could live there if you're into like the tiny home thing. I mean, not a ton of space, but super cozy, totally functional, and he must have had a little help decorating because it's really well done. I mean, what a gesture, right? And I just love that he can handle criticism and just, make a move in the right direction. I mean, it just says so much about his character.
Wow.
For sure.
That's great.
For sure. Because, I mean, that's not something that we hear very often with the second date.
No.
I mean, people just immediately get defensive. They get angry. And, it's screw you.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. But he took it and he turned it into something. You're right. That does speak to his character.
Yeah, he really just thought about it and made a move, and it's refreshing because, especially at my work, I'm surrounded by a bunch of butthurt crybabies, I swear. So, it's nice being around him. And of course, he's a great dad. His boys are awesome, and they do respect the privacy of the wee shed too. So,
That's
when
great.
we're back there and he's, they're with the sitter, they never come out. It's great.
Yeah, I can get that too. It's that, I can remember when my kid was little, it was hard to be too far away. Even when I knew the sitter, it's like,
Yeah, but it's working out great. I mean, I've never had a guy do something like this for me, and I've just never been happier. So thanks for making this all possible.
If it wasn't as nice as it was, I don't know that you would have been as on board as you are. It helps that the guy's got some real skills.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, just that visual representation of, that he actually cares about me and really took it to heart what I said and, made a move. So we're really enjoying our time together in the wee shed.
Love it.
that's cool.
That's so
I
great.
dig it. It's so creative, the wee shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Well, guys, we appreciate you both coming on Second Date Update Week. Love the story. Best of luck to you. Let's not be strangers. Let's continue to remain in touch.
Yes, please.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
And send pics of the wee shed.
Yeah, I want to see this.
I did.
If the wee shed is rocking, don't come a knocking.
Okay. We got it. Yeah.
Now everybody's going to want a wee shed.
Everybody wants a wee shed.
I know.
I want a wee shed.
I know. A wee shed sounds like fun. So that is Second Date Update. We're going to do a new one tomorrow. We will air that one again starting in about a half an hour for all of the new listeners that'll be coming in around 8 o'clock. So if you missed any part of it, just hang out. It's coming back around.
Yeah. Meanwhile, if we can do a Second Date Update for you, shoot us an email.